Matthew chapter 14. What can I say much about Matthew chapter 14? Well, I was thinking about it for a while and I said, what can I say about this? Can I what do I get out of Matthew chapter 14? Well, it started off with Herod. He's saying that this is John the Baptist. John the Baptist is risen from the dead, and mighty works is seen in him, and he's doing some great work. But we found out, or he found out, or Jesus rather, proving to the people that he's greater than John the Baptist, even though he confessed to them earlier that among women there is no other prophet that is greater than John the Baptist. Yet he said the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than John. But here we have Jesus left from there, and he went and he did a lot of miracles, and he fed the 5,000. I believe it was 5,000 people, whether 5,000 or 8,000. I don't think it really mattered. But he went and he fed the thousands of people because they was in the wilderness and they had no food to eat, and it was kind of late and they couldn't get stuff to food to eat to go back home. So he fed them, and they was well filled. So we see he showed them that just like they were got manna in the wilderness, just like Moses gave them manna in the wilderness. Or it wasn't really Moses that gave them manna in the wilderness. The Lord gave them manna from above in the wilderness, and they did eat, and they were well filled. He was telling them that greater than Moses is here. You can't compare him to Moses. You can't compare him to John the Baptist. He showed them and he proved to them through the great works that he is doing who he is. That he's not just a regular person. He's not just a regular prophet. He's not just a regular man. He's not like the priests. He's not like their king or any king that was before, from David on up. But he is the Messiah, the one who was to come. Now he's here in front of you. And still today, people are still wondering, are saying, who is he? You have a lot of critics and a lot of people out there, even people in the church. They don't know him. Yes, people are still wondering, who is he? Even this time, they criticize him. They say, well, he's just a good man. He was just a prophet, and they try to label him and put him in some clique and compare him to some people and some of their great prophets or whatever they want to call themselves, and that's all he is. But I remember what the man said about John the Baptist. He said John the Baptist didn't perform any miracles, but all that John the Baptist said about this man is true. And this wasn't said by his friends. This was said by his enemies. Because John the Baptist testified about him that is to come. He said, one who's coming after me, he warned them, he's greater than me. He's greater than I. I'm not even worthy to to untie his shoes. I'm not worthy of that. And I baptize you with water, but the one who's coming after me, he's going to baptize you with the Holy Ghost and with fire. So John the Baptist had a great testimony. He testified greatly about the Lord who is to come. And say he's among you. And you're not to mess with him. Because he's not just a person who just speaking, but he have authority. behind his words. And his authority that he have, it doesn't come from man. You can't vote him out of it. You can't change his mind. You can't cause him to bribe him or cause him to turn his eyes somewhere, look somewhere else. Okay, he's not going to turn his face. What he sees, he's going to call it out. And he's going to tell you about yourself. He's a mighty God, the wonderful counselor, the everlasting Father. Is a Prince of Peace, yet he's a gentle servant. So we find the disciples there. They talk with him, they laugh with him, they ate with him, and all different things. Yet he is their great shepherd. He's a great king. And he's not to be messed with. Even though he came lowly, riding up on a donkey, yet he's a king of glory. The scribes and the Pharisees don't know what to do with him. Then see him performing all these great miracles. They know that they can't let him go on because the whole world is going to believe in him, and they're going to draw away all of Jerusalem towards him and away from them, because they have their little thing going on there in the city and all around the city, and everybody, running to the priests and looking up to them. They like to walk around in their garbs and whatever you want to call them, the fancy things that they put on, and people call them rabbis, and show them a whole bunch of respect in the city and in the marketplace, just like we have here today. These bishops, they like to walk around with and pastors also, and ministers like to walk around with a collar around their neck. I don't know. For one, I don't know where did that come from, where they get that thing from to put a collar around their neck and to show that they're some priests, when the Lord actually tell them to let their light shine before man so that they can see their good works and glorify their Father which is in heaven. But these guys are cheating, because now when they walk around with a collar around their neck, people now showing them all this respect, and they don't have to do anything much to show that they are a child of God. But just to walk around with some white collar around their neck, or whatever color it is, people are saying, oh yes, this is a man of God, or this person is serving God, because I can see what they have on. But that's not what the Lord said that we are to do. We are to let our light shine before men so that they can see our good works. So when Jesus go about the place, nobody could recognize him, in the sense that when he's out there, he looked just like the regular person. He looked just like the common man, until he started to perform miracles and started to do things that is supernatural, or if you want to call it supernatural, that is against, is way beyond nature or regular things. He started to perform miracles. Then people recognize that, yes, this is Jesus, because of the works that he's doing. They had to see us the same way, that when we are just doing all good works, I say, yes, this is a child of God because of the works that we are doing. Not because we telling people that we are who we are, but because we're showing them through the works that we're doing that we are who we are. So Jesus left from there, and he sent his disciples out, because John the Baptist was killed, and he went into the mountains to pray and so on. So he shows also that he's a man of prayer. He always prayed, and that's what Paul keep emphasizing to us over and over, that man ought to always pray. When we see some things, pray about it. When we hear about certain things, pray about it. When we find ourselves in certain situations, pray about it. So that we can get help from above. And he gave us a lot of example that Elijah also was a man of prayer. Daniel was a man of prayer. David was a man of prayer. All these great men that we admire so much, they were men of prayer. And he showed us, not us, just tell us that we had to pray and tell us how to pray, but he demonstrated to us. He go aside by himself, no crowd, nobody there, hear him praying some mighty prayer. Like we like to say, this person prays some mighty prayer. No, he went aside by himself and he went and prayed. And he prayed, and that's how he communicate with the Father. And that's how we had to go personally, make it personal. It's just me and God. And I tell him all about my problems, tell him all about my struggles, tell him about my day, how my day is going, and so on, and about the things that bother me. And you get strength. You get strength to go on. But remember, he was in the flesh. Even though he's a mighty God, he was still in the flesh. He hungered, thirst. He felt pain. He felt deserted at times, lonely at times, because people who he thought were going to be with him left him. And remember, he said, "You guys left me, but I'm not alone because the Father is with me." So he went to pray. Then after he prayed, he went out on the seas because his disciples was out in the boat by themselves, and the wind and the waves was real bad, and it seems as if they were going under. Then there he comes, walking on the water, demonstrating to them that he's not just an ordinary person, because they need to know also, even though they were around him, saw all his miracles, but you need to convince them even more that he is who he said that he is. Because nobody have ever walked, not just walk on water, but walk on water in a storm. And when he came into the boat, before he came into the boat, they thought he was a ghost. So that he had to tell them, "Don't be afraid, it's me." And he came into the boat and he told the wind and the wave to calm down. And the wind and the wave calmed down. And they said, "What manner is," one of the disciples said to him, "What manner of man is this, that the wind and the wave obey him?" Even though they saw all the miracles that he did, yet you have to demonstrate to them even more that he had the power over the wind and the wave. And even after that, you have to demonstrate to them that he have the power to raise the dead. Sometimes even us, our faith get weak. We start to slide back, we start to doubt, and we start to move back a little bit. And he have to come in and strengthen us. He have to come in and uplift us again, revive us again, and keep our eyes off the world and keep our eyes off these other things, so that we can see him for who he truly is, the mighty God, the one who have the power over the wind and the waves, the one who have the power over death. He said, "All power is given unto me." And when he said all power is given unto him, it doesn't mean that there is some that is left out over there and you have to fight for something over there. No, he said, all power is given unto me. All, in the English language, to me, mean everything. There's nothing that's left. When you get all of it, you get all of it, and there's nothing left for anybody else. All power is given unto me, both in heaven and on earth. You have the power over the grave. You have the power over hell. You have a power over us. So we have to subject ourselves. We have to be careful of this man, because at any time he can get rid of us. But you know what? He loves us. And he said, "Love us with an everlasting love." And not because he loves us. Now, don't take it for granted that you don't think he won't discipline us. Yes, he will discipline us. Just like a father disciplining his children. Yes, the Lord also disciplined them that he loved. So be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap.